at some of the notable games on the slate today. The Lakers and the Thunder tip off at 3:30 in the first of 2 straight games against each other. Another game with major playoff implications is the Rockets visiting the Golden State Warriors at 8:30 Eastern. The Warriors looking to keep up in the West as the conference's seeds 3 through 8 are separated by just 1.5 games. Anscape's David Dennis Jr. with us this morning. And David, the Lakers-Thunder game is just hours from now, as I just mentioned. Why is this the game where Luka really needs to step up?
Yeah, this is what Luka got brought to the Lakers to do. It's one thing to throw alley-oops and score a bunch of points against the Pelicans, but you have to show up against games like this against the OKC Thunder. Against the Warriors a couple days ago, he really got exposed. They were isoing him on defense, and he couldn't stop anybody, and offensively, he struggled. You have to go out there and go against an OKC team that Luka was able to orchestrate an offense that got them eliminated in the play. But earlier this season, in December, when Luka was wearing a thing called the Mavericks jersey, that OKC defense and Lou Dort shut him down. He only had 2 points through the first 3 quarters. He was in the thing called the torture chamber, which apparently is a nickname that exists for Lou Dort and what they do defensively. Luka has to show up and show that this OKC team cannot stop him, and this is why he is now a Laker to take them over the hump against a team like that.
Yeah, and not just today, but they have them for their next 2. 3 games on the road for the Lakers over the next 4 days. Again, 2 against OKC and then against Luka's former team in Dallas. Later today out west, though, Rockets and Warriors, as I mentioned earlier. Why could the Rockets' last game be a blueprint for what they need to do tonight?
It's about their defense. The Rockets have to have a defensive plan similar to what they had against OKC a couple nights ago when they played against SGA and shut him down. And he probably had the worst game of the season against those Rockets. They threw everything at him. He barely got above that 20-point marker. And, you know, that as a result, the Rockets were able to dominate that game because these games they have against the Warriors have been defensive struggles for both teams. They've barely gotten over the 100-point mark since the first time that they met. And Sengun and Jalen Green have struggled, not averaging more than 15 points each against those teams. If you take away the play-in tournament final game, they've really struggled. Draymond Green has had his way with Sengun defensively, so the Rockets have to return the favor, and they have to step up defensively and focus in on Stephen Curry and everybody else in that Warriors team, because offensively, I'm not sure if they can score enough points.
All right, well, good news for the Rockets is they get Dylan Brooks back. He was out serving a 1-game suspension. We appreciate you, DD. Thank you.
Let me get back to you, Marcus.
Go ahead.
You do understand those Clippers. See, that's where you do. I can't even believe that Perk been talking all of that long and never brought up your position on the Clippers. The Clippers. First of all, you want to talk experience? How about this experience? Come April, it's April now. That means Kawhi getting hurt. How about that experience? How about that one? I ain't wishing it on the brother.
Yeah.
I wish he's healthy because I know when he's healthy on the court, the brother big time. Ain't no doubt about it. My problem with him is he ain't never available. He's been 15 of the Clippers' last 19 playoff games. We got to look at that. Also, the Clippers are 0-4 this year against OKC. But you sitting up here telling me just ignore everything we saw in the regular season. It's a first time for everybody, bro. They lost in the playoffs last year to Dallas. I understand that. They lost to Luka. All right, nobody showed up to help SGA. You think that's different now? I think Caruso and Hartenstein being on a team with Holmgren is a big plus for them. That had a lot to do with their defense being all-world right now. I think the young thoroughbreds that they've got, the young bodies that they can throw at you, the depth that they have in place, the fact that they prioritize defense, I think all of those things work in their favor. I don't see how we can look at anybody as the favorites to knock off OKC.
I'm talking about in a 7-game series.
Okay.
Things happen, matchup change. It's like Perk said, you're playing LeBron at the center. No, they're not playing LeBron at the center because he can't guard, because LeBron can play the center. Now you have the guys that you could put the ball in their hands. He can spread the floor. He can play the pick and roll and be effective and get it to the shooters. You have to be able to break these guys down in a 7-game series. When I talk about the Clippers, this is the first year since I was there with the Clippers. They have the super others playing really well. Norman Powell is the leading scorer of this team. Bisa Zubac is averaging a double-double, probably his best year of his career. The load is not on Kawhi Leonard like it's been in previous years.
So let me ask you this question then. You know, forget LeBron and Luka. They are who they are.
Yeah.
You sure you trust everybody else on the Lakers. You brought up experience.
Yeah.
You sure you supporting that?
I gotta go. I have to. You have 3 guys that can get a basket. Let's go back to the Bulls game where, they lost on the half-court shot.
Yep.
Who made the game-winning shot? Leading shot?
Reeves.
That means that it doesn't matter who they put the ball in their hands. Each of these guys can get a basket at a high level. In the playoffs, you cannot double team everyone. You're already going to double team Luka Doncic. You're going to try to double team LeBron there, here, and there. Who's the third guy that can stick this man right here?
Well, what about the Lakers? What they going to do to stop what OKC is throwing?
7-game series. It's a 7-game series. We can dissect it. Each game is different.
Okay.
Each game is different. We talk about Luka Doncic's defense. He didn't have defense last year. They got to the finals.
Yeah. And what happened in the finals? When they went up against a better team.
We talking about getting to the finals. They went up against a better team, a way more prepared team with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and a super deep team with a great coach. They lost. They got their behinds whooped. But we're talking about coming out of the West, right? They're 32-13 in the West right now. OKC is 35-11. What does that tell you? That they're top of the West right now, right? And I'm going to go back to the Clippers because I believe Kawhi Leonard is on fire right now. He's on fire, and let's not forget they still got James Harden.
Well, we
haven't even spoke on Harden. We haven't even said anything
major
about
props, Harden and Powell. But when you bring me Kawhi Leonard, and you gonna bring him history, I can bring him injury history.
Leonard, Kawhi, this is his time. He stayed healthy. The OKC better not see the Clippers. They better not see the Clippers.
I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you,
They
Perk.
better not see
I'm coming to you, Perk. I'm
They
going to
better
have a
not.
heart. You get ready to give me a heart attack on the national television. Are you telling me you willing to bet your money that Kawhi Leonard going to be healthy during the playoffs?
I'm willing to bet it.
You willing to bet that Kawhi Leonard going to be healthy?
I'm willing to bet it.
Oh my God.
I'm willing to lay it on the line.
Okay.
And bet that he's going to be ready to play the playoffs.
Okay. All right.
At a high level.
What's today's date, right?
At a high level.
April
Get it.
3rd.
Get it. Knock
April
it down.
3rd
Knock it
at
down.
10:14 p.m. AM, rather.
AM.
10:14
Coaching
a.m.
staff as well. Ty Lue, added Van
Ain't nobody
Gundy. Come on,
questions.
baby. Come on, baby.
Ain't nobody questions.
All right, Perk, go ahead.
Quick question. So, you have the Lakers coming out of the West or the Clippers coming out of the West?
I have the Lakers coming out of the West, but the question was, do you have OKC? I said I don't have OKC in front of the Clippers. I don't have OKC in front of Golden State. Let's be clear. I don't have OKC in front of Denver.
You don't even
Let's
have
be
OKC
clear.
making the conference final.
I don't.
Wow.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm not a regular season guy, man. I'm a playoff guy. You can
That's
cruise
true.
through the regular
That's true.
season. Guys
That's true.
can set out games.
40% from three, 76
you can
playoff
do what you
games.
want
I
during
got
that
you.
regular season.
That's you.
Them lights get different in the
got the
playoffs.
qualifications.
Them
I got
lights
you.
get different in the playoffs.
Got you.
Well, listen. I get you on that, Marcus. I understand that. But as a guy that went to 5 NBA finals and went to a championship, I know a contender and I know the real deal when I see it. That Oklahoma City Thunder team is locked the hell in. And I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you a statement game that they had this season without Jalen Williams. They walked up into Boston. And they put a spanking on them boys. And SGA put on a damn show. And Jalen Williams was not available, who's, by the way, we could argue and debate whether or not he's the second best player. But I will say this about their offense. Draymond Green came in the studio yesterday, and him